Hiya! Thanks for joining me today. Today I'm going to be covering makeup and a few changes that I want to make to my routine, some of which I've started with today. So you may be able to notice there's a little bit different style to my makeup today. And I just want to talk through that, talk about the products that I've got hold of and using and what I'm going to be doing that's maybe a little bit different in the way of makeup. So first thing is, having gone to Leeds this last weekend and meeting up with a number of people and talking to people about some of the amazing makeup techniques that they use, I really got inspired to do something a little bit different myself. So thank you, Rachel, for that. Now, I was recommended a YouTuber by the name of Lucy Garland, who is a real girl based out of, I think, New Zealand, who does drag style makeover transformations. And I find this really fascinating because there's something about that drag style, particularly for a guy when you're trying to go for a really bold look. And if you can achieve that, then you've got great skills, you've got great makeup skills. It means you can achieve a sort of more subdued look as well. So I've been quite steady in my application of makeup for some time now, and it seemed like a really good opportunity to shake things up and try and do things a little bit differently. So today's makeup, which is a bit different from what I normally do, it's by no means radically different, so this isn't a huge transformation, but I've done things a little bit differently. So first things first, let's just talk about what I've done. So I've done a slightly amended foundation and contouring routine. So normally what I would do is I would do MAC foundation on top of a beard cover, and I'd do my contouring, I'd set that, and then off we go. Now what I've done slightly differently is, firstly, I have invested in a new Kryolan TV paint stick. So looks very similar to my old ones, but this one's in a 4W rather than a 5W, which with what I'm going to do with my current sort of more wintry skin tone is a better base colour. It's paler, which also means that colours are going to stand out more vibrantly against my skin. So it's a slightly paler look than I would normally have gone for. I've still got the 5W and the 7W that I can use for highlighting, but I've gone for this one's a 4W, which is slightly different. So using this one, and if you go to Lucy Garland's site on YouTube, you can follow that routine and see what she does. I'm not going to sort of go through that, but I was quite lucky in that some of the products I already own are actually in the list of recommended things. So I'm very familiar with Kryolan TV Paint Stick. I'm also very familiar with Kryolan as a sort of contouring. So I'm still using my same contour, which is this Ultra Foundation from Kryolan, and I'm using my Fair Olive as a concealer, but slightly change things up, which is that the concealer is also coming in here. Okay, so rather than it just being around the eyes, forehead, chin, it's also coming in here as well to give you that sort of more defined line between your contour and your jawline. So that's different. Now, I'm applying the same old S-Bun, Coty S-Bun face powder, which, pleased to see, was the one that was recommended by Lucy anyway, so I've already got that, which is good. It's always nice when you've got a product and you're listening to someone who's giving you advice and it turns out you've got the product they give advice for. Nice. And the other investment I did is something I never really do. So part of this process that I think you may have seen people doing is baking your foundation, which is basically applying a white powder on top of the areas that you've used your concealer on. So forehead, nose, chin, cheeks, eyes, sides of the nose, above the jawline. And I decided to invest in a new powder, and I got this one, which is Ben Nye Neutral Set. So one of the things I've been doing differently is I've been actually baking that on, which has created, I can notice a difference in terms of the highlighting on my face. So quite pleased with that. That's been going pretty well. That's worked out really well for me. Bought a couple of new sponges, so blending sponges, which have been really useful. Really, really useful to have these. So these are cute little things anyway, they're nice. And so just a few small investments. I haven't spent a fortune on any of this stuff. Really just topping up what I already have because I've got quite a lot of stuff already. And what I figured I would try and do is to try to put together something of a makeup style that was a little bit more flamboyant. So my eyes, more of a pinky tone to them. I've covered the outside of my eyebrow, and I have therefore extended that. The inside is still me, that's all my eyebrow. I've just extended the outside of the eyebrow. Not the best job in the world, I have to say. I'm not that happy with this. I could have done a better job of this, and I need to think about how I'm going to do that in future. So I could definitely have done a better job of the eyebrows, but whatever, it's early stages. And to be honest, I hate covering my eyebrows anyway. Frankly, I only did it this time just to see if I could, just to practice. I don't think I'll continue this. Now, around the eyes, like I said, I've extended the wings out a bit further, so narrower and slightly more extended wings to the eyes here, but kept them quite simple. It's not majorly different. Lips are basically the same, probably got a little bit bigger than usual, but that's about it. Anyway, so this is part of what I'm going to try to do. So I'm going to try to mix things up. I'm going to try to vary my makeup styles, try to improve the quality of what I do, and try to push things and be a bit more impactful with the makeup that I'm doing. And sometimes I'll dress down, sometimes I'll dress up, and really just to improve my skills. It's something where I've been stuck in a bit of a rut for a while, and I figure it's time to do things a little bit differently. Anyway, so that's my new thing. It doesn't look substantially different today, frankly, to what I would normally do. So the one thing I can say I did do that's very different is if you look into the corner of my eye here, you can see where I've drawn on that sort of, I didn't get it quite right. I've drawn this area in here with the white, and I've done white on the inside of my eye. Now, I'm not sure about that, but I quite like that look, especially from further away, of how that looks. I would like to have got it a bit narrower, but just playing around with doing different things and with getting a steadier hand and improving what I do. Anyway, so that's something I'm going to be thinking about for the next couple of days, weeks, months, etc. Trying to do things a bit differently and trying to improve the quality of the makeup that I'm doing. So, interested if anyone's got any opinions on this one. To be clear, I'm totally open to criticism on this because frankly, I'm very critical of what I do with my makeup, and in particular, I know I'm stepping outside of my comfort zone here. I know I'm making mistakes. I know that I'm doing stuff that maybe isn't ideal, but the aim is that over time I will significantly improve to the point where I'm just more skilled in general, and that's really the aim. Anyway, thank you for joining me for this video today. If there's any comments, please let me know down below. You can get me through my website, www.julietnoir.uk. You can find me through my email address, which is julietisnoir@gmail.com. And if there are any comments or questions or anything you want to ask me, then please do reach out to me through one of those things or through the comments down below. Look forward to hearing from everyone. Any tips, suggestions, any recommendations of YouTube videos? Like I said, I thoroughly recommend Lucy Garland. She's great. And I find her videos very easy to follow, and they're quite ambitious but manageable, and that's something I'm really quite keen to work on. I still need to work on my eyes. I'm not happy with how I do eye makeup, but we'll see. Do a course or something maybe. Have to work that out. Anyway, thanks for joining me again today. Look forward to talking to you again soon. And as ever, bye. Bye. That's what you've got to do at the end of a makeup video.